Alright everyone, Country here this morning. What I'm doing today is I'm just melting down some of my scrap lead and all to make ingots that I'll make bullets out of. So y'all stick around, see what I'm going to show you. Alright, what I got here is a bucket full of that kind of scrap, and then here's some old battery terminals. You know, they'll be really dirty. Have nuts and bolts and all in them. And then got some that's a little bit cleaner there. That's from the last time I casted bullets. That's kind of like what was left over and cutting the sprues off and all. And, I'm just using some old Asian-made cast iron skillet. It kind of, all that Asian cast iron stuff will dome in the bottom, or it'll bow up, or it'll twist or something. It's no good for anything, so it's good for melting lead. And I just take my little propane stove there and melt it. So I'm gonna get this thing fired up here then. Start melting some of that. Then you'll see from then on what I do. And after I get my lead melted, what I do is pour it in these muffin pans. These are the tin, it's not the steel. The best thing to use is the old cast iron muffin pans. They work the best. But I had to clean these up. They're a little rusty, and actually one of them's got some little pinholes in it, but I think it'll be all right. And I just put them in the fire there, and I burn all the grease and stuff off and the trash off of them. Take a little sandpaper and run around on the inside and kind of clean it up. And then I'll just pour that molten lead in that, and then I'll have ingots in for when I get ready to make bullets. But thought I'd show you that while I'm sitting here waiting on lead to melt. Alright, I got it all started melting. All I'm doing is rolling it around like this, and I pick them bolts out of it, off them old battery terminals, get all that metal out. There'll be a lot of dirt in there. We'll get that out when we flux it. More metal there. That's where I'm at now. Just kind of my initial cleaning. And let it go a little bit more. Alright, it's melting, it's coming along. Throw a little piece of flux in there to help out. What I'm using for flux is, when I'm fluxing it with, this is just them little tea light candles that you get at the Dollar General store. And it helps separate all that trash. So that's where I'm at right now. Kind of fluxing a little bit. Trying to clean it up, trying to get it all to melt and make just a big pot of liquid. And then I can pour it. Alright, I had to hook up my burner here in my big bottle because the wind blowing and all, my little propane stove there just wouldn't get hot enough. So let me finish getting this hooked up, and then we'll continue on melting lead. Alright, get it all loaded up with some more lead there. And this burner is doing a much better job. Melting pretty good. I'm not necessarily wanting to do this quickly, but I just want everything to get hot enough to where I can get all the slag and contaminants out of it and pour it in the mold. You know, just wanting to get it done. I don't have to do it fast. Alright, I got quite a bit in there, and a little bit more in my bucket. I don't know if I can get it all in there, but I'm sure going to try to melt all this at one time. Just steadily just scraping everything off and cleaning as I go. As I put a little bit in, I clean. Alright, got me a good puddle. I got my muffin pan there ready, and I'm going to put a little flux in there. And it ignites a little bit. That'll bring a little bit more of that stuff to the top. Let that go a minute. To start with, I'm just going to take my little homemade ladle here out of a spoon and dip some lead up and put it into the little pans, because It'll be a little heavy for me to pick up. And then once I get it down a little bit, then I'll pour it. Alright, my paraffin wax flux there that I'm using, it brought some more stuff to the top. I skimmed it off. Now let me see here, I'm going to try to dip some of it. It'll be kind of heavy right now if I tried to. Oh, there's more stuff coming off. I guess that's coming off the spoon. Yes, I make a mess. That's how I'm going to do this until I get it down light enough that I can pick it up and pour it. And all my little spillage there, I'll rake all of it up. It'll get melted down. This time I'm going to try to melt up all my scrap lead I have. So I'll get it all. So that's what I'm doing now. Alright, as I'm melting here and I'm dipping with my spoon and I'm scraping, you see I scrape across the bottom and you see that little bit of stuff that comes up right there? That is some of the slag that will go to the bottom. Everybody thinks it comes to the top, but not all of it. And that's why when you got one of them electric melting pots, it dumps out of the bottom. That's why you're going to have problems sometimes when they get stopped up, and you have problems with them because some of the slag goes to the bottom. So the best way I found is to do it the old-fashioned way with fire and melt it. Keep scraping some of that and I'll get the rest of it out. Alright, what I did is I took my pan and I just dumped it out on the ground. I'll let it cool where I can pick it up and then I'll stack them up here then. All that spillage that I had on it, I throwed it back in the melting pot and I'm going to melt it back down. So I'll get every little bit of it. That's about all there is to melting this lead. So that's all I got this time. Until I see y'all next time.